Hello everyone, welcome to another constructed video on MTG Arena. So first I'd like to thank Wizards of the Coast for featuring me all week, tweeting out my links and stuff. I had my best stream ever earlier today, so that was really fun. And if people could go ahead and follow my Twitch link down below, we'll get to have more big fun streams like that. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is a deck we built on stream today. Basically, I'm just continuing my obsession with Cavalier of Gales. I really like this card, and I'm trying to find what deck is the best at tapping out on turn 5 and slamming this thing. And similar to the Esper control deck I've been playing a lot, this is just a powerful deck that wants the body and the card draw, but this is more of a sorcery speed tap-out control deck. Grixis sort of lends itself to that, because all the best cards, like Angrath's Rampage and the Planeswalker and Nicol Bolas, these are all sorcery speed cards, so you kind of just want to be tapping out every turn anyway, and so this not having flash or something like that, it feels better. You're not worrying whether you should hold up Absorb or play Cavalier of Gales. One change I'm going to make real quick, because I forgot to make it earlier. I threw this deck together on stream, and forgot that Vraska's Contempt existed. Don't forget about this card. It's really good. So, this is pretty standard control fare. Card advantage, interaction, sweepers. There are a couple unusual things. One is that we're really heavy blue. This is a blue-black deck with essentially a red splash, because all the best cards are heavy black or heavy blue. Narset hoses control and nexus and whatever else. Black gives you sweepers and things like that. I talked about wanting Cavalier of Gales, and then we need triple black for Bolas the Dragon God as well. The one big red card, the only double red card in the deck, is Chandra Awakened Inferno. This allows us to increase our threat density. We have more cards that can win the game, a lot more than Esper does. And it's also an uncounterable sweeper, so this card has been quite good for me, and she's good in a lot of matchups. Particularly in best of 3, there's a decent amount of blue-green Nexus running around, and this card messes them up bad. Mana, relatively straightforward. I believe this is 27 lands. I counted out all the sources. There's enough of everything. It's like 18 blue, 17 black, and like 12 red, or something like that. So, yeah, the mana works. Go ahead and copy it out of the description. I think the main deck is pretty straightforward. Sideboard, also pretty straightforward. Just, you're sort of a mid-range deck. Just adjust what cards don't work for what your opponent is doing. Don't really have a lot more to say about that. Most of the decisions are in the gameplay, so let's go ahead and hop into it. Alright. First match with Grixis Cavalier control. Sure, I guess. We gotta draw a couple red sources for Chandra, but we've got early interaction, life gain, the mana mostly works. Vraska's Contempt. I think this is fine. Well, this is a good hand for what we're up against. I'm just going to lead off on a Duress here. Okay. This card is almost blank. This card is pretty bad. This one's good, and this is really annoying and good, so I think we want to get rid of this. We could take the Contempt and try to, like, run away with it with Bolas, but I don't think that's actually a good idea. Similarly, like in the same vein, we could be trying to Vraska's Contempt to Fairy. That's a really dangerous game to play. Okay, so now we drew this Narset, which was an excellent draw. The question is, well, that was pretty good. That was a good thing to draw for them. Huh. So now do we wait? Because if we play her right now and don't do anything, she's probably going to get Oath of Kayed, or if we downtick her, she's definitely going to get Oath of Kayed. Huh. This is a difficult question. Like, do we wait until turn 4 and then Duress plus Narset? We could just stick her now, and if she gets Oathed, we still get to Duress next turn, and she can just sit there on 2. And she makes a lot of their deck pretty bad, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just use our mana a lot more efficiently.
Past, present, and future.
And like, if they play a land in Vraska's Contempt or whatever, it's a 1-for-1. And then, again, we've cleared the way for Bolas.
This was overwhelming.
I've got it.
Okay. Top of the deck cooperated for a little while and then stopped doing so. But hey, if we draw red lands 2 turns in a row, we're gonna be in shape.
No, I am not.
Duress was timely, taking out Hero of Dominaria right before you could come down. Bleh. That's unfortunate. Could just tap out for Vraska's Contempt here. I think I'm not as worried about this yet.
That's more like it.
Okay. I think I am just gonna do it now.
We will meet again.
I'm growing more uncomfortable by the moment of him sitting there and just ticking up, because not only will he draw more cards, he's just threatening, oh god.
I know my responsibility. We need to move
Well,
quickly.
this is awful. If we draw a red source, we might be okay. We need to, like, draw a red source so we can Bolas and kill this guy, like, right now. Keeping the 4-lander and... Wow. Keeping the 4-lander and not only drawing 0 lands, but, like... Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, not only did we not draw a red land, we didn't draw any lands at all. That's, not very likely.
Don't worry, I got this.
Unfortunate, like, if you told me the turn that we drew the Narset, like, if we thought we were favored or behind, I would have said that we were, like, 70% to win the game. Just hasn't worked out that way from there. Okay, none of these cards are that good. Take this one. Alright, they have one more turn cycle to draw some good stuff. They get 2 looks at it. This draw step, and then whatever Teferi finds. And if they don't, Bolas gets to eat this and then threaten to go nuts. Well, not really, because Oath of Kai will kill it, but then we have red mana, so we actually just get to play Magic.
I have a plan.
Yeah, this is what I was worried about. They drew a Thought Erasure. Ugh, this is so gross. Like, even if we Bolas the Ravager, they can, like, end step Kaya's Wrath, so he just doesn't really get anywhere. And this thing's about to ult. This card is, like... I feel like the uptick generally doesn't matter until it's just so disgusting. Whoa. So, plan here. They're gonna, like I said, they're gonna Kaya's Wrath this. Hope that, again, they draw a couple bad cards, and then we can play Chandra and just nug this guy down. Make sure he doesn't ult. It's not a good plan, but...
Keep up the pace.
we don't have a better plan.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Okay.
If I were you, this looks like a fun new toy.
We don't have any copies of the Elder Spell, so... Oh my god, are they gonna Thought Erasure me again? Yeah, I'm good. Well... No, I'm just super dead. I don't need to play this out anymore. We even drew the ability to play Chandra, but, like, the Liliana is just too much. Alright, like I said, we got really, really unlucky for that game to turn out that way. Boarding out a lot of stuff. It makes us a little weak to Thief of Sanity, but isn't really a good way to board that doesn't happen. Negate looks like it would be for this type of matchup, but that's just leaning into 3 mana Teferi. I don't want to do that. That isn't a good way to go about these games. I actually think I'm going to cut a Cavalier of Gales, which feels like blasphemy, but one of the ways that we could most easily lose the game is if they're going crazy on us with, or if we're trying to catch up and they've got a Narset down. We want our creature to actually be good in the face of Narset. And we've got plenty of other threats. If they board out their sweepers, they are going to die to this card, so... Overall, I still think, even though we lost game 1, we might even be a favorite to take the match as a whole. Our configuration post-board is just so good. And we've got so many good tools like Angrath's Rampage that can take out their Planeswalkers, or, well, not if we Mulligan. Oh my gosh. Come on, do we have to keep this? I think we even have to keep this, which sucks. Because just going to 5 is so bad. I'm gonna lead on Dismal Backwater so that I can play Blood Crypt untapped whenever I have to get some untapped mana. Well, alright. If they somehow don't have a Thought Erasure, we get to play this guy and go to town. Okay. Yeah, playing this is fine. Alright, opponent, do you have some sort of kill spell? 3 mana to fairy does not count. That almost counts, but instead does not. We both are playing the same game plan, but I have a reactive card and they don't. So they're gonna need a Kaya's Wrath this turn. Best draw would be like 5 mana Bolas here. Yep, no, they just didn't have an answer. This is why control mirrors aren't as fun as they used to be in some ways. Because, like, I don't know, just every variant of control has some 3 mana card that wins the game by itself in 2 turns. Like, I remember when control decks used to sideboard into Geist of Saint Traff, but that had to hit you like 4 times to get the job done. And it also didn't attack very well, so if you played, like, any sort of 3/3... Geist just didn't get through it again, but that is not the case with Thief of Sanity and Legion Warboss. They just end the game so fast. Alright, lands entering tapped is rough, but even with tap lands, like, we've got a lot of our cheap cards. This is a good hand. Best draw would be that, basically. Okay, they are not planning to lose to creatures today. They might have to lose to creatures anyway. If we take the Contempts, we might be able to run away with the game with the War Boss again. Seems worth trying. Because Despark and Command the Dreadhorde are both not valuable in this type of game. Okay. Oh, this is gonna enter tapped. I'm dumb. Well, I'm still going to do the thing now. Because, like, they still don't have the cards. They're going to have to tap out on their main phase if they want to kill this. Alright, that's fine. Here, again, we can try to get pretty far ahead. We can search for Azcanta and Thought Erasure. I'm not entirely sure what we want to take anymore, though. Because this is like, if the game goes really long, this is what's going to win the game. Whereas this stops us from winning the game immediately with Legion Warboss. I'm going to take the Command the Dreadhorde. My current plan is to actually sandbag this a little bit. Instead, go for Bolas the Ravager. Dang it!
Let's slow this down.
Huh. Change of plans.
This
Because Warboss
might be
can
a
kill
bad
this
idea.
guy, which is nice. Oh, dang it! Sulfur Falls entered tapped again. That's a pretty bad error on my part.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Uh-oh. That's scary. Oh, they're holding up Despark. Okay. Oh, dang it! And they get me with the Thought Erasure, too. Well, they... Oh, I was gonna say they kind of have to take Bolas, because now Bolas hits the Despark out of their hand. So now, even if they draw, like, a sweeper, like a Kaya's Wrath, then we found our third Legion Warboss. We're very far ahead here. Okay. They had exactly an answer, but that was a very good draw. I've screwed up this game a bit. I've misclicked and maybe missequenced, but Sometimes better lucky than good. Yeah, and that one brick was the game over. And that's like what I mean, like, they even had the answers for the others on time, but as soon as we had one and they weren't ready for it, just in like a turn they knew the game was over. Alright, 1-0 with Grixis control. Beaten up on Esper pretty badly. Alright, second match with Grixis control. That last match was kind of a fantastic example of why these types of decks are so much better in best of 3. Like in game 1, in addition to our mana just not working, our cards just didn't line up well at all. Like, we didn't have the tools to fight what the opponent was doing. And then games 2 and 3, we ripped up their hand a little bit and then played Legion Warboss, and they were utterly unprepared. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and take 2. Okay. I assumed this was mono blue. These cards are both really annoying. Doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna take the dive down. It's good against cast down, but like we've got a Ritual of Soot to get around it if we have to. I'll take the hard counter, I guess. Like I said, it doesn't matter. Statistically, they probably have slightly more of one versus the other as far as pirates versus wizards are concerned. But I'm not sure which it would be. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to play Narset here. It's not going to work, but the idea is that if they blow Lookout's Dispersal on this, then they might go Tempest, Djinn, Island, hold up, dive down next turn, and I can just Ritual Soot it away. It did work. I'm very surprised.
The veil of reality. Meditate and prepare.
Thought Erasure is good. Angrath's Rampage also gets around dive down, but we've got a couple Ritual Soot already, so I think I'm more in the game or the market for this. They draw a flash creature. This only really makes sense if they drew 2. Like, if there's a Merfolk Trickster inbound? No. It seems really odd to me. Well, it looks like I guessed wrong. They drew a pirate, not a wizard. They didn't even poke Narset. Huh. So I could Thought Erasure here to play around Spell Pierce, but they only have one unknown, and if it's Spell Pierce, we've got another Ritual Soot for next turn anyway, so I'm just gonna snap this off. Yeah! Alright. This loses to another Spectral Sailor, but whatever. Yeah, okay. That game was pretty over. I think that turn we were going to double Thought Erasure them, play our land tapped. Alright, so what you want to do against this deck is just don't lose to their dive downs. Like, strip their protection spells, blow up the board, kill them that way. Bolas is like pretty clunky and hard to make work. Angrath's Rampage is not very good. Narset's like really difficult to protect, but she's good against both Opt and Curious Obsession. So I think she might be better than some of this other stuff. She might be worse than Angrath's Rampage, I'm not sure. Just because this is a cheap method of interaction. This is the matchup where you feel how good it is to have these cards. Like, a lot of their deck relies on their evasion, and the fact that on 4 and 5 mana on the curve, we've got fantastic, big, beefy flyers that at very worst trade with Tempest Djinn is just awesome. Like, this is the type of matchup where anything can go wrong. If they have the super god hand, there's not really a lot you're going to do about it. But with 8 discard spells and 7 sweepers and a bunch of big fat creatures, we've got the tools to fight. This is, again, not a great hand, but all the spells are cheap, so we're going to get to cast a lot of cards. I'm going to lead on Dragonskull, because it's more important to be casting these. Best draw would be an untapped land, followed by, like, Duress. Yeah, we're in trouble. Okay, really need an untapped land right now. Cry the Carnarium, no longer good enough, but a cast down would be pretty good. Okay, that's probably the game. And that's how mono blue works. On the play, they had all the things, we're slow. Game's over. I don't need to see anymore. Yep, that's how that goes. Yeah. Maybe I'm being reactive, but, like, if we'd been able to cast an Angrath's Rampage there instead of having those stupid cries in our hand, like, maybe 7 sweepers is just too many. It probably just is too many. So, yeah, don't want to just be reactive, but I think this might be better. And like I said, they've got, like, dive downs and stuff, and Angrath's Rampage beats that. Play first. Oh, man. Our hands have not been cooperating today. I think I'm gonna keep it, because we've got the Thought Erasure and the Mana Works, but these have been some stinky openers. Yep, Terramander. And the stinky openers are not getting better. Alright. Just opting into taking turn 3 off, but this just kind of beats their board, so. Huh. Clearly they are not quite clued into what we're doing here. Like, we haven't shown anything that plays explicitly at instant speed yet, and so there's not really a reason to play that on the main phase, and we did show Cry of the Carnarium, I believe, which they specifically lose to if they play that way. Alright, Dragon. They draw a counter. Nope. There is no Force Spike in Standard, so at least they went down to 1 mana. We knew he was resolving. I gotta unsummon my dragon? That's what this looks like. This is a matchup where Chandra is likely to be very good. Assuming this doesn't get too big, of course, but... Ooh, that was a very good draw. Negate. Alright. So if they've got Wizard's Retort, I want to just cast this down right now. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. This is bad. This is quite bad for me. I suppose that's why I should have waited. Because, like, even if they have Wizard's Retort, it's better to just not give them the counter. Okay. Little does my opponent know what's happening here. I will very gladly block. They draw another dive down. Oh, man! Oh, that was absolutely a perfect draw. Oh, that sucks. I don't even know what we're supposed to do here. Like, I can down tick and take out these two, but then she'll just die to this, and I've got, like, nothing going on. It's probably still my best play. I've got a lot of 1-for-1 removal spells. Oh, that dive down draw was so good.
If you make it to the Inferno, everyone knows the bigger explosions are more fun.
Yeah, I screwed this game up the turn I cast down. If I just waited, then this would be a 4-3. She would live, or she would kill it.
Don't know what's next for me.
Well, please don't draw a counter. If they drew a counter, this is a 2-turn clock, and that's gonna be it. Oh my god. Oh boy. This is just classic karma. I made a small mistake, but I did make a mistake, and they're just drawing everything in the world to punish it. Try to kill your thing. Okay. So the game is no longer over. It was pretty over for a second. Okay. Opt is actually the reason that I waited until their upkeep there. Because obviously their thing was already a 6/5. It didn't matter. It was already lethal. But if they drew an Opt, they were pretty likely to try to blow that on my end step. And so with Opt on the stack, I could kill it, and they wouldn't be able to, like, respond and draw into a counter.
I have practiced hone your prowess.
There's no flash creature? Okay, cool. Okay. Whatever this is still worrying me, but...
Put thoughtfulness before action.
Just gonna try to keep their board clear. Oh my gosh. It's just a continuous run of Siren Storm Tamers. I kind of want to draw that. Just because, like I said, whatever this is worrying me. Keep that on top. Okay, they got me. I'm gonna activate this right now. Yeah, in case I find this specifically. Okay. They could steal this game at any time. Like, they need like 2 good draw steps, and we're gonna need a bunch of good draw steps to actually close out this game. But I think we are pretty far ahead. That's a good draw. Unfortunately, we boarded out the 5-mana Bolases, and so Azcanta the Sunken Ruin can't really find us a win condition. Oh, well, I said that, and then found one. They get to cycle it, so we sort of get 2 for 1 here, but I just want to keep the board clear, keep Narset on board to shut down future shenanigans. And I even gained some life back with that. So first thing I'm going to do is Duress, because it's kind of free. They can't counter Chandra anyway, but I just want to know what's going on. Okay, they pack it in. Whew! I thought that game was done for, but then we just barely hung on. We got the cast down on their 5-4, or yeah, their 5-4 like just in time. Alright, so we're 2-0. That's pretty good so far. Okay, third and final match with Grixis Cavalier control. I've had some rocky draws and some rocky play, but we're 2-0, so I'm going to keep this. Net, this only loses 1. We need to draw a red source eventually, but we've got some good cards to play without it. And this can aggressively scry us into more lands. Plus, we're just playing a million, so we're reasonably likely to draw 1 even without help. If I could play Temple of Deceit, I would, but we just really need a lot of blue and black sources, so that's why I'm playing a couple Dismal Backwater. Alright. Alright, I need to search for red lands. Oh. That is not what I expected when I saw that. This is some sort of Sultai lands deck. I mean, not that I haven't done my fair share trying to make that work.
Just the trick for this.
Ooh, Duress is probably good in this matchup, if I had to guess. Sure, I will take it. Let's start by down ticking
Meditate
Narset.
and prepare.
I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Okay, this is a Sultai flash deck. That is not what I expected. I'm glad I Thought Erasure instead of Duressing. Well, this is like pretty bad for me, actually. Guess I take the card. No, I've got answers to that. I guess I take these Frilled Mystics. Whew! I was not prepared. Those are not the 4 cards I expected to see. Man, they're really desperate to get up to 4 lands, huh? I mean, I get it. I've tried to play Flash, and the first few turns are, like, really tough to get through, but at what cost? Yep, shocking in. I don't think they want to do that. We'll see if they sack permanents. Oh, please don't sack your permanents, opponent. Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah, that is approximately the only reaction to what just happened here. That is totally acceptable, because now we get to play a god. Yeah, so I think we were in a lot of trouble, but they forgot about Narset, and now I think we are pretty likely to win this game. They don't have much going on. Bolas is going to just grind them out of resources. I think I'm okay drawing that, actually. So yeah, they just don't have enough resources to be able to afford to be losing stuff.
I outsmarted you eons ago.
Don't want that. So now if they flash in the ambusher, I just get to Contempt it, and then again they're like super far behind. Resolve. Yeah, that game was pretty over. Alright, so it looks like their basically whole deck is creatures, so Duress seems pretty bad. Cry the Carnarium seemed pretty bad. Ritual of Soot's probably okay. Getting the Grazers isn't great, but if they have Paradise Druids, they probably got, like, Incubation Druids, and it can slow them down by sweeping up Llanowar Elves. I think it'll be fine. A lot of the rest of this is pretty whatever. This card matches up really poorly against Nightpack Ambusher. I guess we put one of those back in. Not really prepared very well for this matchup, but hey, maybe Chandra will do something. End step, kill the Nightpack, untap, jam this through a counter, blow up the world. Like I said, not feeling super great about this one. Alright, this is a good hand. Turn 2 Thought Erasure solves a lot of problems. No matter how bad something to do with the matchup is, turn 2 Thought Erasure can fix it. I'm wondering what they're doing over here. Like, it seems like it's got to be some sort of Field of the Dead deck, right? Okay, double Frilled Mystic is pretty irritating. I don't really care about these at all. We are playing at least one of each basic. That is a powerful card. We're gonna get rid of that one. Plus, it's not like this Angrath's Rampage was itching to do much else anyway. But yeah, like, Jungle Hollow and Thornwood Falls, they're playing a wedge, so they get access to both temples. I just can't imagine being that interested in this type of effect. I play my tap land. I don't really want to jam Bolas into this. See if I can find some way to bait it later. Okay. We've drawn the sweepers. Luckily, there's only one more in the deck for us to draw. Oh boy. Oh, they didn't attack. That's kind of weird. They're probably scared to Frilled Mystic this. I wanted to kill this on my end step, but I didn't have a stop set. I wasn't prepared for this happening. Well, that's unfortunate timing. I'm gonna take this opportunity to slam Bolas. This was a really good draw, and we haven't drawn well at all. We're in a lot of trouble. I'm gonna take action, and I'm actually gonna get the mountain. So this way we have double red, we could cast a possible Chandra. Apparently that's not what's in the cards, but... Okay. Elves does not matter. Let's take Assassin's Trophy. It's like kinda good enough. Let's see, if I cast one of my sweepers now, it slows them down by a significant amount. I don't really want to take 1 trillion damage here. But if I go down to 3, up to 4, up to 5, I can still block profitably. So that seems fine. I'm using Cry because it'll get rid of the Frilled Mystic. Either way, I was only getting rid of 1 creature. And this way, Ritual of Soot can sweep up multiple wolves later, whereas Cry the Carnarium was not going to get better. Alright. If they drew some sort of bounce spell? This can't be countered, so there's kind of a limit on how many cards they could have drawn that are good here. This card is so good. Lock that one. Okay. Well then. I'm gonna go ahead and clear the board, because that thing scares me. Let's try to attack first, doesn't make a difference. Yeah, free real estate. This is an interesting inclusion with what else their deck is going on. This and the Doom Whisperer don't really make much sense to me. Like, the rest of their deck plays at instant speed. I don't know why they're playing the sorceries. Huh, which one of these do we play? Just gonna pass and look to commence on their end step. If they've drawn another Frilled Mystic, this is gonna make them look dumb. And that is why I play Magic the Gathering. To make my opponents feel dumb. Let's attempt a Cavalier of Gales. Okay, they don't have Frilled Mystic. Ooh, these are cards. We already played a land for turn, so we don't need the steam vents. Can put back one of these rituals. Whew. It's probably nothing, but we have cards to spare. We can afford to throw that out there. Nope, negate. Okay, same thing. Unfortunate, we don't quite have them dead. The Jungle Hollow and Thornwood Falls coming up big. Yep, they pack it in. Alright, that was a relatively quick 3-0. Like I said, there were problems. Some of the matchups didn't feel great, and I didn't play perfectly at times, but the pound-for-pound power of this deck is insane. All your cards hit so hard. So, if you enjoy, like, control decks, this is a pretty fun one. I think I'm getting close to breaking Cavalier of Gales, or at least closer. So, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, like I said, you can subscribe, or I would appreciate it if you would follow my Twitch link down below. It really helps me out if I could get, I don't even need that many more followers, but just a few more. And then go ahead and subscribe to this channel for more YouTube content posted every week. Again, thank you to Wizards for featuring me all this week. They gave me free stuff. I've got codes I'm handing out on my stream, and then also tweeting out my links. I think that's it for today. Thanks everybody for watching.